Do you ever hear a story and then ask yourself, what would I do if I were in that situation? Well, there's a show that does that very thing. Take a look at What Would You Do?
What if you were there when a gym workout gets crashed by a creep?
Are you a model? I have a studio down the street.
He was like taking a bunch of pictures of you while you were stretching.
Okay, here we go. Ariane, this touches you.
To tell us more about the show, please welcome award-winning journalist John Quiñones.
Hey, how you doing? Great to be with you guys.
Your show. It's such a good show.
It is a good show. I always think, if he's there, I got to show up. I'm always worried you're going to be there. All right. You've been witnessing human behavior on What Would You Do for so long. And I am curious, what is a story that has impacted you the most?
Oh my God, there's so many of them. They all touch me so deeply. By the way, so great to be on your show. We're big fans here in Texas. My wife never misses a show. So I'm glad to be with you guys this afternoon.
That's crazy.
You know, I think we did one where a homeless a person collapses on the street. Who's going to stop and help a homeless person? You don't know anything about medicine, right? You're in a hurry. You got to get to work. And if it's a well-dressed business person, everyone stopped to help. But when it was a homeless guy on the street, no one stopped. That man, he was an actor. He was an actor. But no, 88 people walked by. No one would stop. Yes, they were stepping over him. And one lady made the sign of the cross and kept going. But the only one who stopped was another homeless person. Linda Hamilton. And that just touched me.
Right.
I'm not surprised by it. It kind of goes with my my question, because you have to tell us who's quicker to get involved in a situation, a man or a woman. And when I think of the homeless situation, I did get involved, and it didn't turn out quite right for me.
Okay.
And I do think I know what the answer is, but I'm curious as to why. So who's more apt to get involved, a man or a woman?
Overwhelmingly women. Women. I don't know. Maternal instinct, maybe, or the fact that you guys are braver than we are, because guys worry about it becoming physical, but women jump right in, maybe because they've been there, right? The homeless person stepped in because she's been there. A bashing victim, someone watching that will step in if they happen to be gay because they've been there. They know what it's like. Women are incredible. You guys, every time, you're the ones that jump in. There'll be many times when we're in a restaurant and the man is with the wife, and she's saying, I want to get involved. I need to do something. And he'll say, no, he's holding her back. Mind your own business. Guys, we're just worried too.
They're the worst.
But that was my thought, that women have a presumption of safety.
Right.
Because we don't think about it in terms of what happens if it escalates. But that day I was like, I could have done both. I could have protected my safety as well as intervene in this situation. So that's interesting.
We don't say that people should get involved. You know, we certainly don't advocate that because it is dangerous sometimes. How many times have you heard the Good Samaritan winds up getting hurt? But we all have cell phones now. We can all, from a safe distance, call, 911. Or talk to the manager at the restaurant, or complain to someone quietly. You don't have to become physically involved.
That's true.
That's great. Yeah, I'm a quiet complainer, so I will say that.
Pretty loud on this show.
So, I mean, you were the best person to ask about this. Do you see any differences with the generations, like young versus old?
Yes, young people are more apt to get involved often, and we can't put them on the air unless they're over 18, so we have to ask their parents. But teenagers are amazing. The biggest fans of What Would You Do are kids. You know, when I'm going through an airport, or they're the ones who come up and want to take selfies. I love that. It probably because of social media. You know, we went crazy on TikTok and on Instagram when 5 years ago, my kids were saying, "Dad, you're blowing up on TikTok."
Were you like, what's TikTok?
Kids want to remind us of the right thing to do. The old folks are set in their ways.
It's so true. We have about a minute left, so I have to ask you, with more than 1,000 episodes air, do you ever hear from people who've said that they changed their behavior because of what they saw on the show?
All the time. In fact, even on the show, when we're filming, someone steps in and I'll go and ask them why, and they'll say, because I watch your show. And I promised my kids that if I ever confronted something like this, I would be the one to step in. You know, when we help someone out of kindness or generosity, it leads them to return the favor down the line, and that creates a cycle of positive energy.
Right.
And I think that show is so good because it reminds us of all the goodness out there, and it restores our faith in humanity.
I love that. John, quickly, what's your wife's name?
Deanna White.
Deanna! Thank you.
John, does she have a favorite, real quick?
Yeah, which host?
Oh, what do you mean? Which host?
What would you do, John? The question's on you.
Are you crazy? Of course, I think all of you. Maybe we should run a little experiment there in the studio one of these days.
Smart man.
John, thank you to you. Thank you to your wife, Deanna. And congratulations on the success of your show. DBL Nation, you can find What Would You Do Sunday nights on ABC and the next day on Hulu. Thank you again, John.